Definitely my music is extremely autobiographical, and I think that's why I say, yo, it's healing for me. Because it's like when me say, real bad man, we not cry, yeah. I mean that, because I feel that, you see me?
Do you cry?
Yeah, a lot. Well, you don't know, my name is Zac Jone. People call me Stoney. That's my music and professional title.
Okay.
Music is like life to me. But there was a point where I was sick and couldn't do music, couldn't speak. And I remember a doctor I was going to at the time said to me that I need to stop doing music because I'll never be able to do music again. And I remember sitting by myself after that in my room, and the decision between never doing music again and just doing a normal 9 to 5 or figuring out life elsewhere was life and death. So music essentially is life to me, you know. And music is healing for me. And the music I make is to be helpful and healing for others.
Mm-hmm. When you say healing, yeah. what is the healing that music provides for you?
I mean, like I have a tune when I'm lonely. But say, tell me you love me, say you never let me go, right? And in that song, I feel like, and in the song to myself, real bad man, we not cry, but that no mean we not feel it inside, If you check even them line there, it's like, that's how I felt. I feel like that's how a lot of men feel, in just as this song as an example. But I feel like I find ways, and musicians, we are supposed to find ways or put words to what people who may not be musicians cannot find words for, you know? And so in that way, it is to show somebody a part of themselves that they've been trying to understand, but now they understand it because of my words or because of somebody else's words, you know?
Right. But so, you also studied psychology, yes?
Yeah.
Tell me about that, and how does psychology or having studied psychology work into your craft?
Just like any other Jamaican, I grew up in a family where my parents wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer or not a musician, essentially. So I did really well in school. I got a scholarship to go to USC in California, which was, and my path is balancing what they want me to do and what I want to do. Because it was either LA or it was New York, you know, two music cities. And at that time I was predominantly a rap artist, you know. And so I went to study medicine, but within the first semester of being in California, it's like right in my dreams, you see me, like right in the midst of my dreams. So it's like I would skip classes, start failing, all of these stuff, and then so I tried to drop out of medicine and go into the music program. They didn't accept me because I don't have any classical music background. But I got into the psychology program, psychology and social sciences. And I mean, obviously psychology is the study of the human brain and human behavior. So I would say it definitely helps a lot to understand how people think, you know? We read the Bible a lot. In the Bible it's wisdom and understanding are, you know, more precious than silver and gold. And I think that when you can understand somebody else's behavior just off of, you know, instead of being ignorant to it, if you can have a mind of understanding, even your family members, sometimes them go off, snap, had a long day, had a long week, had a long month, had a long year, and they might snap on. Instead of, no, this being this tension, if you can even get to a point of, wait, they had this week, they told me about this 1, 2, 3 things, then I think, you know, it makes for a more peaceful society. And just in interpersonal relationships.
So you speak about family and psychology and all these things. So how much of your music is actually autobiographical, where you're talking about yourself or your family or friends?
Yeah,
how much of that is weaved into
your
music?
I would say 90%, 95% of it, I mean, is saying that to say that, I mean, maybe 100%, because honestly, it's the experience of my own or experiences of like close friends or family or people. Even just, you know, as musicians, we can take anything that we feel strongly pulled towards and create from it. I don't think just as musicians, as creatives in general, you know. Definitely my music is extremely autobiographical, and I think that's why I say, yo, it's healing for me. Because it's like when me say, real bad man, we not cry, I mean that, because I feel that, you see me?
Do you cry?
Yeah, a lot. But at the time, it was like a lot younger, you know? So still maturing, still understanding that it's okay to cry as a man. Still understanding that it's okay to feel like in a relationship, you want to express these things, but you don't know how because all you know is gangster style and this and that. And, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Tell me about Treasure Beach, your debut album.
Yeah, so Treasure Beach coming this year. I feel like I've been saying that for many years. But yeah, it's really great. It's been years of work. And Treasure Beach is where my family is from. So my family is from Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth. Everybody supposed to know Treasure Beach. If you don't know, it is a small fishing town in St. Elizabeth. Very cool, very calm. People live peacefully. You can sleep with the doors open. There's no crime essentially in Treasure Beach. And so the album is based off of my song Treasure Beach. Really, that's what inspired it, you know. And after my grandma passed, kind of going back and feeling this, I would say this sense of peace and this sense of home that I never felt before going there. Honestly, I mean, I was saying to my friend yesterday that a lot of us grew up in Kingston. Our families are from here, there, and everywhere. But to come to Kingston, you know, I have come to Kingston searching for this better life, right? When I go to Treasure Beach, I feel like, oh, I feel at home. I feel this peace.
And the music, what about the music on the album?
So the music is essentially like a playlist towards that piece, you know? Saying it to say that it is a playlist for what Treasure Beach feels like, but bigger than Treasure Beach in a physical place setting, it's a metaphor for your own Treasure Beach.
All right, Zac, now that you've changed, let's get back into our combo. So what is on Treasure Beach? Who are you working with on the album? Producers, artists?
Well, I mean, I would say 90% of Treasure Beach is my brethren Iotash. Me and Iotash I would say Iotash is my main producer. We've been working since I dropped Miss Jamaica, which is a track that made a lot of people know about me. That was me and Agent Sasko. We did Lonely after. We did Weed Song with Jesse. And yeah, so essentially this project is a continuation of our work. And I would say like 90% of it is Io. If he didn't fully do the track, he started the track. You know, Treasure Beach that we released recently as well too is Io started the track, and then Natural High and Zaya finished it, you know. This is really friends as well, a lot of friends. Like I said, Jesse Royal is on it. Agent Sasko will most likely be on it too, Miss Jamaica. But in terms of unreleased tracks as well, I have my Virgin Projects. He's a big artist, he's a big up projects anyway. And then another brother of mine, Sheen Works. We have more, but I just want to give those two names. I'm a brother them that is yeah.
So you freshen up and you have on a new outfit, but in this you also have another life as a model.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. And are you still modeling any at all?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm modeling right now. But in terms of that, yeah, my mom, since I was young, always kind of pushed me into that direction. It's like, oh yeah, you know, you can make money modeling. Like, you have a good face. Me and your father gave you a good face, so you utilize it, you know. That's just how she is, you know. But definitely, as I grew older, I started modeling, especially with this brand called Graffanu. I mean, most of the stuff, like, you know, we take a lot of pride at Stoney. That's my label, but we take a lot of pride in what we do in terms of how we present the products, you know. So if you look at my album covers, they look like photo shoots. They look like, you know, well put together, well colors, you know. And so we started there with the music and making everything fashion forward, and then it leaned into the music where I started modeling with this brand called Graffanu. A brethren of mine named Yazid shoots for them in LA, but he's also Jamaican, so met him, started shooting with them, and then eventually I became the face of Hennessy Pure White. That was another modeling opportunity that came up, and really and truly, I mean, I was invited onto the opportunity, and then, you know, eventually became the face of it, and so now I am the face, as I said, regionally, because Pure White is really Caribbean and the Central America region.
So is that something you want to explore further?
I mean,
with the music, you want to do modeling on the side?
I mean, I do it, you know, it's like, it is
No, I mean,
something
as a dedicated job to
I
marry with the
enjoy
music.
it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What do you
honestly,
enjoy about it? What do you enjoy about fashion?
I love fashion. I love wearing good clothes. I love seeing myself in different looks. I mean, even this that we're doing today is really cool because I don't usually wear suits, but I feel at home in the suits. Know that you see me? So big up Spokes Apparel for providing, you see me, all of these beautiful fits. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoy modeling. It's you get into flow state, I would say. Similar to doing music, I get into a flow state. I feel like when I'm trying on fits and I look in the mirror and I say, yo, this fresh, you know, yo, this different, you know. You see me? And then it makes me want to also explore different sides of fashion.
What else would you like to explore?
We're dropping Treasure Beach, the album. Honestly, the adventure that I want to explore with that is bringing that music and bringing Treasure Beach, as I said, the small town where my family is from in St. Elizabeth, to the world. And that feeling, because like I said, if you've ever been to Treasure Beach, it is a real feeling. You know, like people really go there to find peace, and people come from all walks of life across the world. And one thing that they can say in common is that there's peace there, you know. So that peace I want to bring to the world.
What's on your playlist now?
Is I listen to a lot of bossa nova right now. Is me? Yeah. I have an uncle who passed away recently, Horace Anderson, aka Don Horatio. That's what we call him. But when I was young, he lives in Westmoreland, White House, Westmoreland. So since I was young, I would go, and every time I go into his house, he play jazz. And even as a kid, I was like, what the hell is this? This don't even sound good to me, you know, but I would appreciate his love for it. And as I got older, you know, it's like wine, you know, you age with time and you mature. So I developed a love for it, especially bossa nova. I love the rhythm of it, and I love Brazil as well, so I think it brings me there, maybe in the same way that reggae brings people to Jamaica. And yeah, so I've been listening to a lot of bossa nova. I love Antonio Carlos Jobim. I like his album with Frank Sinatra. That's what I listen to a lot. Yeah.
So is there that sound in Treasure Beach?
No.
Okay.
No, but
that's a side project.
Well, I have some stuff coming up where I do explore bossa nova, but that's like my Stony Sundays stuff, which is Stony Sundays for me is like my way of just expressing freely. I think where music is now, a lot of music has become very business oriented. In that, when you see artists releasing, it's really for, you know, that final goal of, okay, what is pushing me towards that next step in your career in terms of the business side. And so music before, like even when I was growing up, a lot is SoundCloud days. You put out anything you want, you just express yourself and release it. YouTube, mixtapes, that type of culture has died out a little bit. And I think it does affect the industry because people are not being as free as they want. As I say, it's all about the bottom line now, where music is concerned. But for me, Stony Sundays is kind of like my mixtape series. It's where I take any rhythm. It might be somebody's rhythm. It might be just a rhythm that I have that I'm like, cool. This is not necessarily my normal sound in terms of the reggae and the rap fusion and stuff, but it is definitely me in the same way. It's just something that people might not hear from me right now as much. Like I said, I started off doing rap, so it might be more rap. It's just me exploring sounds and just having fun, really.